Hello everyone, welcome to Always Yarn First. I'm Lindsay. I am a knitter, crocheter, and spinner coming to you from Central Arkansas. I work at Arkansas Yarn Co. and I'm also a virtual assistant. If you'd like to stay updated on my latest yarn adventures, you can follow me on Ravelry and Instagram as Always Yarn First. Welcome everyone. Today is Friday, January 23rd. 4 p.m. afternoon, and I'm off today because we are under a winter weather warning. I'll go into that a little bit more in a bit, talk about the weekend. Welcome. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking me out. I hope you will find something you enjoy here. I usually do a traditional podcast style, but this one is going to be a little different. We're going to start very briefly with the podcast style, but all the projects I have been working on are, you're just working in pattern, and if you've been here a while, you've seen them. So I'm just going to show you that I have made progress on them, but really this episode is going to end with more of a vlog style, going into talking about I'm going to be home for, if you count today, at least 4 days, then what my plans are, and then I'm going to vlog about it throughout the weekend. So I am going to start with my traditional makes. I do name every episode after a song title that I find appropriate for my making or my life at the time. This is episode 105, and I decided to go with Hazy Shade of Winter because winter storm. That's by The Bangles, and I do have a Spotify playlist below. You can follow me and see all my song choices for titles of my episodes. My notes are up here, so sorry when I'm reaching a little bit. A reminder that I am a Knit Picks ambassador. I do have a discount code below for 15% off your purchase, and I am going to show some new to me Knit Picks yarn that I got, which I'm really enjoying. All right, so today we have a finished object. I'm going to quickly go over my whips. Then we're going to go into talking about my winter weekend plans. I will briefly talk about acquisitions, and then we'll end with gratitude, and then I will insert the vlog that I will be filming throughout the weekend at the end of this video. All right, I'm not wearing any knitting besides hand knit socks, which I'm not going to raise my feet up all crazy. So let's get into my finished object. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen this. I have finished my longest whip. This is the Batad. Put it on, matching my orange vibe. Let's see here. Can't really see it, but I did finish this a little bit early. So this is, short rows, so you can see them here, and then they're longer over here. It's just a fun kind of throw on warm. And his pattern calls for, I think 10 sections of short row. I didn't want mine quite that long. I think this is plenty long for me. And we have a shop sample that was 7. And so I also did 7 because I liked how that fit on me. I'm very, very happy with this. I started this in 2018. I had no clue how to do welts. I really detested them and hated them, but I really wanted the project so I could left it on my needles. And every once in a while I pick it up, force myself to work on some, and I'm like, oh, I hate the welts, but I keep it on my needles because I wanted it. But after doing the Stephen West mystery shawl in October, which we had welts in there, I felt like my brain finally connected to it. So I'm like, okay, I need to pick this up while this is fresh on my brain. So I did just that. This is my first finished object of 2026. And this uses Hedgehog fibers in the colorway Guppy and Monarch. I think Monarch is the darker one in their skinny single space. So yes, very, very proud of that. All right, I have no new cast-ons. Surprising, I know. But I do have 3 whips that I have been working on. first one is, I actually had to upgrade my bag size. It's the Della Q bag because this was getting a little bit big. This is the mystery shawl that is no longer a mystery shawl. But I am using one of Lori's Arkansas Yarn Co.'s old advents. This is the Frosty the Snowman advent, just the minis. I put them in a certain order. I started down here. Well, actually, this color was my first color. And again, this pattern uses short rows. You can see the coloring is close together on this side. And then bigger stripes this way. And I thought I was on the side with my marker. Oh, there it is. Where my little cassette tape is. So this is going well. I'm very much enjoying it, very popcorn. As long as you are comfortable doing short rows, this is a very easy pattern to follow. And right now it just gives you how many stitches you move each time. So garter stitch, easy peasy. Loving the yarn. I tried to kind of do like a darker than lighter, darker, lighter as well as I could. I just actually finished, I think I maybe have one more short row actually for my current color, which is this. That's pretty accurate. And this is the next color I chose. So I'm having fun with this one. Move my stitch marker. All right. All right, that is project one. That probably has been getting the most of my time since I last podcast. The next one I have put some, both of these are just gonna look the exact same. So if you've been here a while, maybe tired of seeing these. This is in a Kelly E. McD bag. And this is the textured Shale scarf. I have been doing some door dashing, kind of for supplemental income. And this is the pattern I've been keeping in my vehicle because I don't have to look at the pattern. And if I'm waiting for an order to come up, then I will just work on this in my truck while I'm waiting for an order. And so I was way down here last time I showed it. Very easy. This is a free pattern from my friend Christine, who is Treasure Goddess. And the yarn I'm using is Emma's Yarn, Practically Perfect Sock Base in the colorway Saltwater Taffy. So I'm excited to be making, these are, I feel like this was a really, actually I have the thing. It feels like I've been working on this forever, but I think that's just because it's a scarf. And so you keep turning rows, but yeah, it is just 400 yards. So yeah, 400 yards. It just feels like I've been working on this a long time and I still have quite a bit of yarn here, but that's okay. It's getting work done. I still love how it looks. And that textured Shale pattern comes in two different patterns in it, like the OG Shale pattern, which is more purling. I think like another row of purling than what I'm doing, which is not as much, just the one row of specialty stitches. All right, last thing I have been actively working on is in this bag by the Bob and Weave, my Rugrats bag. And this is the Unicorn Cloud, which is a pattern by the Mermaids Purl, the yarn shop. And where is my stitch marker? You probably can see it and I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is on this side. You can kind of see it, it matches in with the gold one. So I've put quite a bit of progress on this. This again is, I also bought this from the Mermaids Purl store. These two yarns came together. It is Moondrake, and the set together is called Unicorn's Cloud, thus the pattern name. This colorway is Juicy Fruits. I know right here it kind of just looks like a yellowy white, but you can kind of see the yellow bits, but it is the same color. I am enjoying working on this. Again, this is a 4-row repeat. You do 2 rows with the slub yarn, then you do 2 rows with the mohair, and on and on. And this is just kind of my bright sunshine pattern, which is just fun to look at and easy to work on. And that's pretty much my knitting that has been taking place. I do have briefly a spinning whip to mention. I had been working on for a while this spin and I just forgot it. I'll put the name on the screen. I've talked about this yarn so much, but I said I wasn't going to show it again till I finished my current bobbin. I didn't even get a full one out of this, but this is my spin. I did this on my Daedalus Sparrow wheel. And I know that this blend words are totally floating out of my brain now into the room. I got 2 different 6-ounce braids of fiber from this dyer, and I got the same makeup of fiber. So I got this one, and then I got another one that I assumed I would ply together. It's for a 2-ply. So I've already started the other spin, and that's kind of like my evening spinning if I'm watching TV shows with my daughter. And so I have that one actively on there. I need to empty off some bobbins, so I usually like to ply on my bigger wheel, which I was trying to see if you could see it in here. Oh yeah, it's right up there, which that is a Daedalus spinner also, but that's my bigger wheel, that's my Starling. So I like to apply on that so I have a bigger bobbin. So once I get at least a bobbin full of this, I will apply it with this one and we'll see how it turns out. Yeah, words, seriously. All right, so that is all of my whips. Let's briefly talk about acquisitions. I feel like I only have 2. There was only 1 in my bag that I keep, but I forgot to talk about one last podcast. So I kept it in my bag specifically to talk about it. Last podcast, I had mentioned that Julie is hosting a sock group at Arkansas Yarn Co. the first Saturday of each month. And as a lovely surprise, her partner Terry made each of the 4 of us at work little project bags. And mine is so cute. She doesn't make them to sell them, but she just made each one of the 4 of us a little project bag. And I love this. And the style of this is really fun too. I don't know, there's not like a good way to hold this, but if you can see, has these, and then this closes in there. So it's still it's nice and tightened up, but this will be perfect for a sock, of course. I'm very excited to use it, but I had to give a shout out to Terry, who made these bags. So thank you so much, Terry. Now I can actually use it because I finally talked about it. All right, the other thing I got, which I think I may have said I was getting, but I will be doing a test knit for Devin at Knitting McPurley, and I got yarn from Knit Picks. I would love to have had hand-dyed yarn, but this is for a duster, so we're talking full length. Like, I don't know if it goes down to the ankles, but we're talking long. So I went with a Knit Picks yarn, and actually one I wanted to try. So I just pulled one here. This is called You and Billy. This is a DK weight, and this DK weight, the color is Blue Lagoon. It's 273 yards to 100 grams, and it's 75% merino wool, 25% kid mohair. So the mohair is in there. I just love the twist on here. It looks so nice. I have started a swatch. I didn't bring it over here, but I am doing my swatch for the test knit right now, and this yarn has been lovely to work with. It was on sale, plus I used my ambassador discount code, so I got a good deal on that. So I got 10 skeins of this in, and I think this is going to be a beautiful color for a duster. That is all my acquisitions. All right, let's talk quickly about the weekend, the winter weekend. Then I will give my gratitude, and then I will insert vlogging here. So the winter weekend, I live in Arkansas, obviously in the South. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm used to winters full of snow, ice, whatever, cold temperatures. So in the South, winters are different here. I have lived here enough years where I like to tell people, if they've never experienced winter in the South, I like to say that the South, I feel like on average the South has 2 weeks of winter. And those 2 weeks may not all be together. It might be a couple of days here, and then a couple of days here, and a couple of days here. But usually about 2 weeks of what I consider winter temperatures, weather, whatever. So we're about to go into what I think is our first winter. Now, you Southerners, I know you're not going to agree with me. You're saying it's been cold. No, it's not been winter cold. It has been lovely. Like, I can wear a sweatshirt out, but I don't have to put on all the things. Anyways, despite that, the one thing that is different about winter in the South too is because they don't have snow plows and trucks and equipment to handle, states that do have snow regularly. I get that. And there's lots of hills around the area here, so it can be very dangerous, especially when you add people that aren't used to driving in that weather on the road. So Southerners are very extra cautious when weather is supposed to come. So we have been hearing for like a week now that we were supposed to get this big storm. Right now, like I said, it's like 4:20 right now. And so far it isn't here. It was supposed to start today, Friday. Originally it was supposed to start at the beginning of the day, Friday. And then it was like by noon you needed to be where you were going to be at so that you'd be safe for the weekend. And originally it was supposed to be just a bunch of snow, which I get excited when we have a snow day because my brain finally registers, okay, I've had some winter now, like it's okay. I can move on with spring if we get no more snow because I've at least had one snowstorm. Now the storm isn't supposed to start till I think late tonight. And now we're supposed to mostly get sleet, which stinks. Like, I don't even know if we're gonna get any snow or if we're gonna get any weather because you know how the weather is. As of right now, it's supposed to have bad, snow, sleet situation all day tomorrow and Sunday morning. And the thing that also stinks about when we get weather in the South is that, you know, again, when you live in a state that has plows, and salt trucks and things like that, even when it snows, you know, just wait a few hours, the roads will be fine, you can go out, you can go to work, you can go to school, whatever. Here, no. I mean, even if we get a little bit of snow, if it stays on the ground long enough, it's still like not going anywhere. If it's cold enough where it's not melting, then it's still treacherous to drive here until it warms up enough to melt it. So you never know how long it's gonna last, even though if the weather's only bad one day, because it's not melting and the temperatures are still low. So having said that, with all the different reports, Lori had to do her best to figure out when we were going to be closed at the store because we needed to know in advance. Especially, all of us live about, well, Lori lives the closest, but Anna and I both live about a half hour away from work. And so she wanted us to be safe. She decided to just be closed today, which we're all fine with. I went in and shipped some orders that came in, because like I said, the weather hadn't come yet. So I went in and did that and then came home. But as of yet, there's no weather. And, you know, we're going on like the evening of the first day here. But we are definitely closed through Monday. We've already posted this on our social media. So that to me means I am not working Saturday, which I normally would. I'm not working Monday, which I normally would. What I like to do when I have a snow day or weather day or whatever, not a sick day, because when you're sick, you're not going to get much done. But to me, I think, okay, I have these free fun days where I wouldn't have had otherwise. So what can I do with them that maybe I wouldn't normally do? I like to make a list of projects. Now, I live in an apartment, so I don't need to do like home projects, nothing like that. Someone's like, oh, home projects? I'm like, no, like still crafty stuff, but things I've been putting off. So I have a list here that I have made of things I would like to work on this weekend. And so the vlog is really gonna be, first of all, weather reporting to see what we get outside. And secondly, reporting on, okay, did I actually work on these things to see if I actually can do these things for the weekend. So here are my winter weekend goals. I have a few sweaters I need to mend. Like for some reason they have a hole in them or something. Like I haven't even worn them this season because I have a basket where I keep yarn from my garments specifically that were like in process, like I already opened yarn. I keep those in a separate basket so I can find them in case I need to do mending. So there's a couple sweaters I love and I haven't worn this season because they needed mends. So I would like to finish that. I'd also like to work on my loom. I had mentioned that in November, I think, I went to Fayetteville with Lori, went to a fiber festival. I got a cute little loom and I haven't sat down to play with it. So I would like to like look up the videos and play with that a little bit. I have it out. It's in my room. I know exactly where it is. So I don't have to search for it. I know where it is. I want to play with that loom this weekend. The other new thing I want to try, that new toy that I've gotten that I haven't played with, is right up here. This spindle, if you've been here for a little bit, I had won the lottery to get this very fancy spindle. I got my choice of going in and purchasing it before it was open to the public. There was like 10 of us that got to go in, and I got the exact one I wanted, and then it sat there. I haven't played with it at all. So I would really, it's a support spindle, so I took a class on that at DFW Fiberfest, and I have not done support spindle since that class. So it's not gonna look great, but that's okay. I just wanna play with that spindle and get some use of it. All right, so some other things I wanna do are kind of project related specifically. I had worked on my turtleneck tube vest again immediately after DFW. I bought the yarn from Christine and the sizing was just not right. I didn't swatch. It was my fault. No big deal. I'm going to, before I rip it out, I'm going to measure that as a swatch and figure out what I need to do for sizing or needles. And I'm not saying that I may restart it this weekend, but I would like to figure out the solution to the problem this weekend. So that means measuring that as a swatch, figuring out if I need a different size garment, if I need a different size needle, and then actually frogging it. And I probably can leave the turtleneck part. It's just building the body with the amount of stitches that I work back. So I'd like to frog it to where I need to be, get the correct needle if needed on there. That's what I would like to do this weekend. And then I want to work on some specific projects this weekend. Last episode, I mentioned I'm doing a fiber focus where I'm taking 2 projects that I really want to spend time on, and I can work on other things, but I want to make sure I'm spending time on those 2 projects. Well, one was this, and that worked great, that I was able to focus on this project. The other one, you'll notice I didn't show this podcast, which is the Anna Zadora. And the only reason I didn't is because I was doing so good winding my minis from Gritty Knits ahead of time, and one after one after one after one, getting those done. I'm looking up, I still have 6 colors, and I know this month's is on the way to me, so that'll be 2 more colors. I just need to wind them, put them in order so that I can quickly get through them, because the knitting doesn't take very long where I go through the colors quickly. And you know how it is sometimes when you don't have the yarn ready to go right then, you're like, okay, that gets pushed to the side. So that's what has happened. I've got a lot done this month on it, but I want to get some more done this weekend on it. And then I want to work on the Dino Vest, which is a project, crochet project that I was working on for Jessa, who has had her baby. It's not a big deal because I think the smallest size is like a year old. So she doesn't need it still. I'm good. And I did get a little work done on it. I didn't show it. I did connect the shoulders part of it. So I think the most of what I have done, what I need to do is the dinosaur part of it and the hood. I'm at starting the hood, and then I think I need to do the dinosaur scales going down the back. So I just want to put some effort into that because that one hasn't gotten picked up as much. A side thing is I wrote down dishcloth, and I did that because I have been getting for a while now the free dishcloth pattern of the month. Again, I will put the name here because I can't think of it right now. And I always look at them, I'm like, oh, those are so pretty. Well, when I redid my yarn stash, I had a basket of cotton, and I was rearranging furniture for my daughter to move in, and the basket of cotton didn't have a place to go. So it's in my room. Like, that's the one thing of yarn that isn't with the rest of the yarn. And I'm like, okay, I don't need all this cotton. So I have lots of extra cotton. I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if I just do her at least one pattern of the month? And we only use handmade crochet or knitting dishcloths in the kitchen. So those get, you know, after so many years of not doing them, they get older and worn. And so I would like to do the one a month. That's not a big deal. Is it fun or whatever? I don't know. But I thought it'd be a good challenge to use up some of that cotton I have. Because a lot of times I'll have cotton that I get for me when I'm doing a crochet class at the shop. And then I still have a bunch of the cotton left. And I take it home and I'm like, okay, well now what do I do with all this cotton? So it's kind of gotten a little bit overwhelming for me. So that's it. Men's sweaters. Oh, and I say finish my Advent socks, which just need to cut and put in afterthought heels. That's it. And then it's another finished object. I don't know why I haven't done it. So men's sweaters, finish Advent socks, work on my loom, try my new spindle, rip back my turtleneck tube vest, and then I put dishcloth / dino vest / Anna Zadora together as projects that I would like to put my hands on at some point. Will I do all those? I don't know. I also have a couple of game days planned in there. Some, not game days all day long, but some longer games, tabletop games online with some friends. So yeah, but that is my making goals for this weekend. So stay tuned through the rest of this video as follow me as I work on them or not, and we get weather or not. All right, so to end this part of the video, I want to start with my week of gratitude, and I'm kind of paying it forward for that because I am grateful for a crafty weekend to come. Not that I don't craft on the weekend, but I usually work on Saturday and work on Monday, so I have a day of the weekend, which a lot of times is going to the grocery store, you know, doing all the errands, cleaning the house, changing the bedding, stuff like that. So even though, you know, we're getting kind of into the first day where I didn't do any of this on my list, so let's say I'll have at least 3 full days that I can be crafting and making and playing and having a good time. So I am super excited. We've gone to the store. Don't worry, we've got the bread and milk, everybody. So I have been making sourdough. I have made, within the last week, I've made homemade sourdough bread. I've made homemade pizza. I have made homemade bagels. And after this video, I'm going to attempt a recipe that uses the sourdough discard to make brownies. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'll probably put it in the vlog here. So thank you so much for staying all the way to this part. If you'd like to continue, I will have a vlog style after this, and we'll put in all my footage of what I get done this weekend. If you're having weather this weekend, which I know a lot of you are, I hope that you all are safe and warm and you have crafty things to make you happy. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, it is Saturday, about almost 4 in the afternoon. So I thought I would have a little check-in. By the way, if you see me in the same thing, it's not that I haven't changed clothes. This is just my go-to sweatshirt that I like to put over everything because it is the coziest sweatshirt. But I'd like to check in. So we did get some weather. I'll put in a picture here of what I woke up to this morning. So I had heard in North Little Rock there was like maybe 6 inches of snow and slash sleet. Because I did hear the sleet. The sleet started about 8:30 last night. I heard it against my window throughout the night. So we obviously have power. Yay to that. But the mixture out there is a snow-sleet mixture. So tough snow. So I'm cozy in the house. But I have my list of crafty goals. And I thought I would go over what I have worked on today. I started my day working on the Anna Zadora. I don't have that right next to me because I've already made a mistake on it. I started one color too early, so I just need to rip out. It's fine, I will do that. But I was like, okay, time to switch to something else. But I did work on that this morning and made progress, even though I'm going to have to rip back 2 rows. The next thing I did is I got out my Advent socks. And I cut the first one for a heel. So this is the Cozy Knitter. I am using the mini that came with it. Sorry, we're just using natural light and my living room light right now. But I used that on the toe. I did these toe up. So I'm using it on the toe and the heel, and I used the colors through this. But I am a good way getting going on that. So I anticipate to at least have this completely done today. And again, I have 2 more full days that I know of that I will be home crafting. So progress on this. And then I was feeling a little energetic and thought I would do something I really didn't want to do. So I got out my sweaters that need mending, and it's mainly 2 sweaters. One I have already fixed. So this is my hot pink, blow my color out of the water, Lawrenson sweater. And I just had, let's see if I can find it. I definitely can find it if I find the ends, because I haven't wove in the ends of the correction I just made. Let's see here. Okay, it must not be this sleeve. It must be this sleeve. Yep, okay. So I just had a spot that was weak. Ooh, maybe I can't even find it. That'd be cool. I'm gonna follow the yarn that was inside. Okay, there it is, yeah. It's not perfect. I am not the greatest at mending, but so you can see there's some discrepancy here, but it is, I did some duplicate stitching. There was basically some yarn that had broken, so it was a little hard. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't gonna unravel, undo. It looks worse right here on the camera, but I promise all of those are secured. I did some duplicate up, and then I did some duplicate over, so it's secured. I just have to weave in the end, and one sweater is fixed. Now the other sweater that I love, love, love this color. This, oh, what sweater is this? I know it's a Hohe sweater. Is it the boxy? Has this on the one side. And I love this sweater. I love this color. I am wondering, because as I got it out, I was looking at it and I'm seeing another one already. I'm wondering if this was somehow attacked by a bug, a moth, a carpet beetle, I don't know. But there is a few problem things, and I've already previously tried to fix a few problem things. So first of all, you'll see this bumpy lumpy mess of things I previously tried to fix. Those are fixed to the best of my ability. But as I picked this up this morning, you'll notice a few other ones where the yarn is just broken. So there's two here, and there's one over here. And I haven't closely looked at the whole scenario of it, which really makes me sad. I feel like this was a Madeline Tosh color. So I did mention that I keep yarn for garments for this reason. I keep them in a separate basket, so if I need to do fixes, I'm not like, oh, it's wasted, I don't have the yarn. No, I have the yarn. I have the yarn. I have plenty of it. But I need to kind of put this maybe on like a flat table and look both on the inside and outside to see what is all going on with this sweater. But yeah, I'm very sad. That's why I really want to wear this one, because I love it. It's comfortable. It feels nice. I love the color. But there's a lot of problems. Yeah, like I see another one right here where the yarn is split. So I need to secure that one. So that's at least, oh, nope, there's another one. At what point is it better just to be like, I just need to make a new sweater? Oh, that breaks my heart a bit. I hate that. I hate that. Yeah, okay, so we'll see if by the end of the weekend I have done the duplicate stitches and just have little band-aids all over it, or what I do. I definitely feel like I would make this sweater again because I love this sweater. I think it is just the boxy sweater because it's nice and loose fitting over the body, but the little bit of sleeves is fits not tight, but well to my arms. Yeah. But I have fixed one sweater. I have worked on my Anna Zadora. I will finish this. So, and I forgot to mention one other task I want to do this weekend. I had mentioned the test knit I'll be doing in February, and I want to finish my swatch because I started swatching with that new Knit Picks yarn I got on the size it recommends. But I feel while the swatch is still active, I'm gonna go up a size because I get it, I haven't blocked it yet, which I will to measure, but it feels like my difference is I'm gonna need to go up a needle size. So before I bind off the swatch and then have to make a whole new swatch, I'm going to switch needle sizes in the middle and get an accurate of both needles to see what I need to do. So I want to do that too. So the rest of the day, I mean, it's 4 o'clock. My cat wants to go outside and play in the snow. I'm definitely going to finish this. I would like to finish my swatch. Those are the two things. And then I would like to maybe sit and watch TV and play with my new spindle. But we'll see tomorrow where I'm at. All right, I forgot to check in yesterday. Today is Monday. This is what happens when I'm not usually off these days, is I don't know what day it is. It is Monday night, so I wanted to check in because I knew I was going to be off through today. Right now, I know we are also going to be closed tomorrow, so I will have another day at home. Hopefully, I will get to go back to work Wednesday. But I wanted to check in on my goals. So I had mend sweaters. I did mend one of 2, which I had mentioned. The other one has a lot of little holes. I'm figuring out what to do. Finish my Advent socks. You can't see them, but there they are up by my chicken. They are done. So I finished those. Play on my loom. I did do that. I didn't keep it, so I don't have the hexagon to show you. I was using a thicker cotton that a friend gave me, and it worked for figuring out the loom. I watched a video, I figured out how to do it, but I just think that cotton was too thick for the loom. So I ended up taking it out after I understood how to do it. So I don't have anything to show, but I wanted to learn how to do it, which I did. I think that that will be a project for playing with scraps. So as of making certain projects, I had wrote down my dishcloth, the dino vest, and the Anna Zadora. So I did the dishcloth. It is right here. I have it blocking right now. And then this is my swatch. So I finished that also, so I can figure out what needles I'll be using for that February 1st, which will be Sunday. The dino vest I haven't touched. The Anna Zadora was at the same spot my last check-in. I added 2 more colors into it, and then I made a mistake, so I haven't done it. Hopefully I will do that tomorrow. I have not played with my new spindle, which is right there. I ripped back my turtleneck tube vest. So what this is laying on, because I just got out my mats to block some things. My tube vest is actually on a mat, and then this is on top of that. But it is currently blocking, so when in the morning I will take a measurement to see what my gauge is, and then I will rip back to where I need to and figure out what size I need to change, what needle I need to change. And like I said, finish my swatch was the last one. So the only thing I have not done is I'm in the process of ripping back my tube vest. That will be done in the morning when I swatch, when I measure this as a swatch. I haven't played with my spindle, and I haven't worked on the dino vest. So I get another day tomorrow where I can literally do everything on my list. I will definitely be ripping back. I will definitely be measuring my swatch for my test knit. And then I just need to spend some time on the dino vest and play with my new spindle. And then I would like to fix my problem on my Anna Zadora so it's not sitting there for another month, because I know there's a problem and it isn't getting touched. So I would like to correct the problem and get back on track, which is just rip out 2 rows. Doable. So yeah, I'm excited that I have done all these crafty goals. Plus today we actually made it out. We took my daughter's car, which is an all-wheel drive. Mine is a rear-wheel drive. So I was happy not to take it anywhere, but we did manage to go to the grocery store and come back, which is good because to know how the roads are for her to get to work, because she has to go to work tomorrow. But I will be home another day, so I hope to get the rest of these goals checked off. And it's been a good weekend of making, and I've gotten things done around the house too, so it's been good. What have you guys been doing? Have you had time off work? Have you gotten this storm? What have you been doing with your weekend? I'd love to know.